So today I thought I'd take a look at a song that I get asked about a lot. It's a trickier song than it first sounds like when you listen to it. The drumming on Black Hole Sun is really an incredible piece of work with how much energy that Matt Cameron is able to play into that song at such a slow tempo. And you might find this out when you go to try to play this song, that it's very difficult to keep the energy up and keep the motion flowing without the tempo rushing. A lot of times people find that the energy starts to sag a little. So the song picks up out of the guitar intro with a bass drum to flam pickup. 1, 2, 3. And then into the drum groove. Now I usually tell my students to try to feel this drum groove, the hi-hat as quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, instead of eighth notes, so that you can feel more of that, like kind of a halftime feel through the verse. And then there's a pause there at the end of that first part of the verse, and it picks up again like the intro, back into the verse again. And there, at the end of that section of the verse, he plays a bass snare with the crash, and then the fill to pick it up is a flam bass and then flam on the high tom, and then eighth notes down here, 3 and. And it's very much the same groove on the chorus with some of those crashes that follow along with the guitar line and the vocals. In that second measure of the chorus, you've got bass and ride, snare and ride, and then a crash. Okay, so that's a really key point to pick up because the guitars hit that, bass, vocals hit that. So it's a really key point in the chorus to hit that. Now, the next part that's asked to me a lot is the bridge. And to me, I feel the bridge as it changes into 3 instead of being in 4. I feel it as 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And the trick here is, again, burying those quarter notes on the ride cymbal really, really solid. And then you've got on the bass drum a 1 and to start, and then the snare drum is on the and of 2 in the middle, which kind of cuts that measure of 3 right in half. Has a really nice feel to it. So one of the things that I tell my students to practice first is just playing off of the ride cymbal with the snare drum. Ride, snare, ride. Just a simple right, left, right. Okay? And then try playing those eighth notes on the bass drum between 2 ride cymbals. So it'll break down as ride and bass, ride by itself, and then ride again. Okay? And that's the first part of the pattern. And then when you add the snare drum right, left, right to the pattern, 1 and 2 and 3. Okay? And then it finishes off with an and 1 into the crash cymbal. Okay? Or sometimes it'll stay right on the ride cymbal. One of those 2 spots. So those are 2 things, 2 options to practice because he uses those variations in both spots. And then, so the first measure you have The next thing to add is a left, right, and 2, 1 and 2. Left, right, high tom to floor tom, 1 and 2. And then there'll be a crash on the and of 2, 1 and 2. Okay. And that's into the second measure now. Okay. And again, the drum track is perfectly orchestrated to fit with the guitar line. It's beautiful. It follows the melody of the guitar pattern. It's really a gorgeous piece of drumming. It's perfect. So once again. And then what I added there is that floor tom on the and of 3 to the crash cymbal on 1. 1 and 3. Okay. And then in that first time through, he finishes off with a on 2 and 3 and. So the whole thing. Okay. So that I threw in some fills there that he uses towards the end. As each time he cycles through that bridge, he embellishes it a little more. But it's really that's the bare bones of what he's doing in that bridge. It's really awesome. So check it out. Check out that whole album. Soundgarden, Super Unknown, awesome stuff. Check it out and have some fun with it.